Looking to spruce up your table decor for a holiday feast? I'm Monica with Close to My Heart, and today I want to show you how to make these paper flowers from this magnificent centerpiece. I've used our White Pines paper collection, but you could adapt this centerpiece to fit different occasions by using any of our other gorgeous paper collections. Let's get started. So I'm going to start off by showing you how I did the rosettes using our quilling tool. I've got this rosette that I've already cut out of the White Pines paper using our Artiste cartridge. It is a fabulous Cricut cartridge that Close to My Heart carries. And here is, I've used this rosette right here, Accent 1, on page 54. Now for sizing information and to get the recipe on how to make the complete centerpiece, visit our blog, makeitfromyourheart.com. Alright, so let's pick this up. I'm going to move this little booklet out of the way. And here's my rosette. So what I've done, I've already poked a hole right in the center using a very skinny skewer because that's how I'm going to hold the rosette inside of my centerpiece. I've got my quilling tool here, and I'm going to use the longer skinny part of the quilling tool. It has a little opening right in here, and I'm going to stick my paper. It will just capture my paper really nicely right there. Now the trick to making these beautiful rosettes is really starting slowly because it is paper, so it will be prone to tearing. But with our quilling tool, it really helps. And also making sure that you're pulling it tight and keeping it there on the quilling tool. Now the technique I've learned to use here is by holding it with this hand, my left hand, because I'm right-handed, and holding it down with my thumb and slowly spinning my quilling tool. So you can see that my rosette is going to start forming. It's so cool. So here we go. And remember to keep that paper very, very tight. And by having my thumb on there, it does that for me. So you don't want to let go because if you let go, then it starts to loosen up. All right, so you can see some of it as tight as you try to get it. It's still going to be a little bit loose at times when you get closer to the end. So now all you have to do, because you've already done all of the quilling, is just pull out your quilling tool and let it go. Look at that. So it's already in the shape that you primarily want it in. Isn't that so cool how the quilling tool does that with paper? So again, you want to make sure that you've got that quilling tool on the long skinny piece when you're doing this size of rosette. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take some liquid glass, and you'll put liquid glass right down here at the bottom, and then you'll hold it like this for about 3 minutes. So you want to make sure it really holds its shape and doesn't move. And so I'm going to pull this one out and bring one in that has the liquid glass so that I can show you how now the rolling technique to get those petals just beautifully rolled out. All right, here's the rosette. I've used the liquid glass to adhere the bottom to the rest of the rosette, so it's all done. Now my next step is going to take a skewer. It's a natural color, so I've used our green shin hand marker to give it that beautiful green look right there. My next step is going to bring in a hot glue gun. I'm going to put some hot glue on the bottom of my rosette, and remember we had that hole there from the beginning. And I'm going to take the flat end of my skewer and I'm going to put that onto my rosette. And there, just let it wait for a minute, and there you've got it right there. Now the nice thing about using the hot glue is that it goes very quickly, but it does have some strings that you'll have to take off. The liquid glass works beautifully when you have a little bit more time to have the gluing on right there. All right, so I've got my rosette already adhered to my skewer, and now I'm going to bend my petals. It really is as simple as just taking your thumb and bending the paper backwards. That's it. And you'll do that with each and every layer. Again, being mindful to not rip the paper or bend it too far back. And every rosette will have a little different look depending on how you bend your paper. Here is my finished rosette with all of the petals bent back. Isn't it just beautiful? Now let's move on to our other red Christmas flower. I'm going to show you how to do that. Our next flower is from the same cartridge, the Artiste cartridge, and it's the flower right underneath Accent 1. It's Accent 3 on page 54. I've cut out 4 different sizes, small, medium, large, and extra large, and I'm going to show you how we bend those forward to make a beautiful layered flower. All right, I've got my small flower here, and I'm going to use my handy dandy quilling tool. I've got the shorter end here, and I'm going to put my petal inside of that little space right there, and I'm going to roll this, quill it in all the way to the center. See how easy that is? All right, let's do another petal right here. I'll put it again inside of the quilling tool, and then I'll roll that all the way into the center. And I'm going to do that with each and every petal. And as I do that, I'm also bending the base more towards the center so that the paper bends forward. So you can see, how that it's just beautiful. So I'll keep doing that with each and every petal, and then we'll move on to the next flower. All right, here I have my middle-sized flower, and I'm going to do the exact same technique that I did with the small, but this time I'm not going to go all the way to the center. I'm going to go about 3/4 of the way. And there you go. So it's the same technique, just not going all the way in. Again, you want to bend up those petals just a little bit because ultimately all 4 of these flowers will nest within each other. And so you want them to all have a little bit of different spacing. So you see how I didn't go all the way to the center, but we do want them to bend up. All right, let's move on to the next flower. All right, here's my large flower. This time I'm going to use the barrel of my quilling tool, and I'm going to do 1 petal at a time. And you can see, because that gives me a little wider roll. And I'll try to just go like halfway. Feel free to use your fingers as well, just to close that in. But I'm using that size of roll. So the barrel of the quilling tool is perfect to get it started. And you're going to go about halfway. So here I've got my 3rd petal, and again, you're doing it with every single petal, and then bending those petals upward. All right, let's do our last flower. Here's our extra large flower, and we're doing the exact same technique we did with the large. But now we're just going to do about 1/4 of the bend because they're all going to nest inside. Again, feel free to use your thumb and just kind of play with it there, rolling it in. Using our beautiful cranberry paper here, you can see how nice. These are all going to nest so beautifully together. So easy. You'll do that with every single petal. All right, now let's show you how they all come together. Here I have all 4 of my flowers, and I'm going to show you how they nest so beautifully together. I did add a little glue dot to the center of the 3 larger sizes, and I'm going to show you how wonderfully they fit. So here we've got our little small one. It goes right inside there. So fun and so cute. And this is a perfectly beautiful flower that you can add to your centerpiece. So you can have different fullness and different sizes, but I'm going to show you how beautiful all 4 of them look together. And they just glue right there because we have that glue dot in there. Look at that. Cute. All right, so now we've got it all nested together. It's been glued with glue dots. Now let's do the beautiful stamen here I've done out of our colonial white paper, and using the artistry cartridge, we've got the stamen here. It's icon 2 on page 11. I'm going to take the quilling tool and my cute little stamen here, and I'm going to quill that just the way that I did the original rosette as well. So you just hold that down with your thumb and bring it into the middle, and there you have, look how simple that is. And then again, you would use liquid glass to adhere that in the center. Let me show you one that's already been dry so you can see what that looks like with the flower all nested and the 4 different sizes. I did poke my hole there. I'll take my skewer that I colored with my shin hand marker, and again, I'm going to do the hot glue using the flat end of the skewer because then I'll use the sharp end to put into my centerpiece. Let me show you what it all looks like finished. Isn't that just so beautiful? And so easy to put together. After we finished our beautiful flowers, you can see how it's all come together in the box. I've added a little bit of greenery here, some nice little pine needle branches here, as well as some greenery, these beautiful shimmer stars. This centerpiece has limitless possibilities as you make it your own. Change the size, color scheme, or even the type of container you use. To find out the exact sizes and measurements used, click on the link to our blog. We know how creative our followers are, so make sure to show us what you made using the hashtag CTMH Centerpiece. Subscribe to our channel and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Want to get your hands on the products used in this video? Make sure to contact your independent consultant. If you don't have one, go to closetomyheart.com to find one in your area.